Well, first up is this big news that supposedly the Attorney General, the top echelons of the Justice Department, are considering whether to remove and fire the number 2 or the former number 2 of the FBI, Andrew McCabe. Now, Andrew McCabe, I thought, had been shown the door several weeks ago, back at the end of January, by Christopher Wray. Turns out he just went on vacation and is about to retire, I think, according to reports on Sunday. That's the date. But the FBI internal watchdogs, DOJ internal watchdogs, have concluded, according to reports, and I don't know this to be a fact, but if you believe the media, that he may have lied to investigators about leaks about the Clinton email investigation. I don't know what the IG found in terms of whether he was inappropriately involved in leaks or lying about leaks about the Clinton email investigation. We do know that he compromised the Clinton email investigation because Judicial Watch, not Congress, not the media, found that through our Freedom of Information Act litigation, we got documents, we forced them out of the FBI, that Andrew McCabe's wife, we know separately, had received $700,000 or so from a Clinton crony, then Governor Terry McAuliffe, to run for office in Virginia in 2015. So McCabe's wife is receiving money from the Clinton cash machine, more or less. He never recused himself from the Clinton email investigation, not when he was a top Washington field office official, and not when he was number 2 at the FBI and obviously the day-to-day guy running the Clinton email investigation. And we were told he didn't need to recuse himself, when in fact they secretly withheld from us, until Judicial Watch found out, he did recuse himself, but only a week before the November 2016 elections, and well after the Comey gang and his buddies at the FBI protected Hillary Clinton by pretending the law didn't apply to her. So after the investigation is largely over, he says he has to recuse himself. Well, if he had to recuse himself then, he should have recused himself earlier, which means the investigation entirely was compromised by his involvement. It wasn't the only reason the Clinton email investigation was compromised. We now know one of the lead people on the Clinton email investigation, Peter Strzok, who's the top counterintelligence official at the FBI, also had been meeting with Andrew McCabe, according to the text messages. He was an anti-Trumper and pro-Hillary Clinton. So the investigation of Hillary Clinton was compromised 6 ways to Sunday, and Andrew McCabe should have recused himself. We were told he didn't need to, when in fact he actually did, which means we were lied to. And then secondly, we had additional documents showing he was using his FBI computers to promote his wife's campaign, which is strictly forbidden. And one of the things that he promised, according to the documents, he wouldn't do such a thing. So I don't know what's in this IG report, because the separate issue is, according to, as best I can tell, reading between the tea leaves, is that he was involved in telling the Wall Street Journal or directing another FBI agent to tell the Wall Street Journal they were still looking into Hillary Clinton. Everyone thinks that the FBI was just purely protecting Hillary Clinton. No, they had another interest too. They were also protecting themselves. So the FBI under James Comey and Andrew McCabe wanted to have the appearance of doing an investigation, because if they were seen as political, their institution suffered, and obviously they might lose their jobs. So they wanted to tell the media and the press, oh no, we're really looking at Hillary Clinton and it's a serious investigation. So when reports suggested otherwise, like in this case, it looks like McCabe authorized the leak and then, according to the reports, lied about it. So James Comey's FBI wanted to have their cake and eat it too with Hillary Clinton, kind of raking her all over the coals while essentially protecting her from any real accountability. It was always about the FBI, and frankly, Hillary Clinton was right to be upset, and I've said this for a long time, and when James Comey came out and said that Hillary Clinton's the worst thing in the world, but she shouldn't be prosecuted. That wasn't his job as FBI director, either to attack her directly based on the contents he learned in his to what is supposedly a confidential FBI investigation. He wasn't supposed to do that, and nor were they supposed to leak material inappropriately about the investigation. I laid out there a pretty comprehensive case as to why Andrew McCabe should be nowhere near FBI headquarters right now. And they haven't done one darn thing to make that happen. Now, supposedly he was shown the door more or less and told he didn't have his number 2 slot back at the end of January. But even then, Ray, the FBI director, hasn't fired him. So this is a further indication, and I don't know how this is going to turn out, whether he gets fired or not, but the fact it's taking so long and there's so much agony over whether to do the right thing is a further indictment of the way the Justice Department and the FBI approaches corruption within its ranks. It's always about protecting the leadership of the DOJ and FBI from accountability. And it's not Democrat versus Republican, liberal, it's the deep state protecting their own. And I just hope Jeff Sessions is brave enough in this instance to do the right thing. The fact that Christopher Wray hasn't done the right thing, frankly, is par for the course. He seems more concerned about protecting the institution of the FBI than cleaning house of corruption in its ranks. So that's the issue we face. Now, I don't know what's going to happen to Andrew McCabe. If you lie to investigators, you can be prosecuted. No one's talking about that, which is another outrage. Ask General Flynn what happens when you lie to investigators, or it's alleged you lie to investigators. The federal government can come down on you like a ton of bricks. But Flynn made the mistake of working for Donald Trump, so the rules didn't apply to him. No one wanted to protect him. Andrew McCabe is an anti-Trumper. Ironically, he's being protected. The Hillary Clinton partisan. Ironically, he's being protected. Or I shouldn't say ironically, but he's being protected. So if you do anti-Trump activities at the FBI and Justice Department, nothing's done. Nothing's done. We've heard for months now they have 27 leak investigations going on. I don't know what's going on there. Maybe there'll be some accountability there, but I'm not holding my breath. This is why Judicial Watch does its own investigations. And as I said, I don't know what's going to happen with McCabe, but either way, he's still being protected because we've asked, for instance, for text messages of Andrew McCabe because we have good reason to believe they're out there, and they're mostly about the handling of the Clinton email investigation. And we're representing a retired FBI supervisory agent, so a senior guy, Mr. Danik, who asked on his own for these records. He knows where they are. He knows how they should be maintained. And he got the runaround, so we worked with him and we're representing him. Our lawyers are in court, federal court. We have a retired top senior FBI agent suing the Justice Department and FBI to get access to these McCabe texts. You know, what's the response? They produced records to us a few weeks ago, and not one text message. Why the text message is important? Well, we see from the Peter Strzok-Lisa-Page email text messages, those have been famously out there, why they're important. People convey a lot of important messages via text these days, not via email. And we know they're there, and the FBI has refused to turn over one text message, despite promising a federal court that they would look for all the records and turn them over to us. And we've asked, where are the text messages? And they've told us to go jump in a lake. That's not literally what they've told us to do, but I've been doing this work long enough to know what the message is and how to interpret messages. And the legal message, the honest, fair interpretation is they told us to go jump in a lake, and they're not going to give us a darn thing, and we should shut up and like it. So this FBI is still protecting this Andrew McCabe from accountability by keeping records illegally from our client and the American people.